Ooh, it's about that time of the week. Welcome back. It's another episode of Long and Hard. This week, a little different. We actually appeared recently on another podcast, another show with some friends of ours, Jim and Alex, on the Scrambled YEGs Podcast. Jim and Alex are a couple of comedians. Very funny, very hilarious. We have had Alex on our show and hopefully Jim in the future, but we've checked them out, seen them live. Awesome local talent there. Very funny. So I mean it when I say it. Their podcast is kind of just to promote local YEG Edmonton people who are doing, cool things, cool shows going on, all kinds of events, etc. around the city. Really awesome idea, and I guess they thought we were interesting enough, so shout out to them, and thanks for having us on. Before we get into that, just a friendly reminder, it's Sober October, still going strong, and Sober October is brought to you by Mealcraft. Mealcraft is your go-to meal delivery, meal prep service, fully cooked fresh food every week to meet all your needs, because you're busy. Mealcraft knows it. They have 5, 10, and 15 entree bundles. It's fully cooked food. You can do subscription basis or one-time basis, if you're having a busy week ahead or a busy couple weeks, whatever. Really excellent food. It's fully cooked, never frozen, gets you through the week. Nice, healthy food. And Long and Hard listeners can get 25% off their first order with promo code long and hard 25. That's LONG, the letter N, HARD 25 at checkout for 25% off. Don't forget to check that out. Thanks again to Mealcraft and Scrambled YEGs for having us on. Let's get into it.
Checkity check. Hey, Jim, who is on the podcast this week?
Hey, Alex, that's a great question. This week on the Scrambled YEGs Podcast, we've got Thomas Harrington and Josh Blaze. Where are they from?
They're from the Long and Hard Podcast.
Another great podcast in town. You've been on their podcast.
Yeah. They also they did a crossover with the Awesome Hour as well, which are other dope dudes.
We're out here making friends,
I like
a lot
it.
of cool people in town. What did we talk to those guys about? I think 3 of the 4 people in the conversation we're doing something together.
Yeah, baby. Sober October.
And it was great because you weren't, angry at all. And also we talked about how those Louis C.K. shows went. Alex was stirring the pot online.
I was stirring the pot online. The Louis C.K. performed in Toronto, and we talked about it briefly. And we talked about resumes.
Yeah. Alex needs a resume.
I needed a resume.
Needed a resume. Found one. But there's a story.
There was a catch.
There was a catch. A $3 catch that turned into a much bigger catch.
Well, it actually then went back to a $3 catch. So
all in all, a $3 catch.
I've heard rumor that the Calgary Flames suck.
Oh my God. I also heard that rumor. I did some research. They do.
Oh, man, nice. Johnny Gaudreau still a duster?
I think so.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Does their arena still look like a thing you put on a horse and then sit on?
Yeah, they named it after it.
Oh, that's terrible. It's too bad they don't have a new one like us.
Yeah. Well, they have a rodeo once a year. So.
Oh, I've heard that they have a rodeo.
Everything has to be cowboy themed.
I hope their new rink, if they ever get one, is shaped like a fucking cowboy hat.
Yo, it's funny that they're so obsessed with Cowboys and then their team is the Flames.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They should at least be the Bulls or something.
Yeah, or the
They'd be
Cowboys.
Cool. Or the Cowboys. Or the Cowboys. The Horse Riders. The battered hockeys.
Anyways, that's enough of us without guests. Let's get to us with guests. This is another weird thing that I was thinking about.
The director unsuccessfully argued in court that the excrement was actually chocolate ice cream.
Oh yeah, you know way too much about me.
If they had cat videos, they'd probably have more horns.
Somebody listening right now is offended and turned off Scrambled Egg.
That's the hill I will die on.
I respect it.
That escalated quickly, though.
By the way, it's called Scrambled YEGs.
Oh, and I guess this is our formal public apology to Alex for
outing
him as we thought he relapsed.
No, I did not.
It was actually pretty funny, man, because I didn't even catch the no alcohol thing.
Neither did
non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
So him and I were just like, Fortin.
Like, oh, man.
Knew it.
And then who pointed out to us that?
It was one of the chicks from Two Girls, One Broadcast.
But like a week later was, hey, you know this is 0.0% Heineken, right? I text Josh. I'm like, oh fuck! I just looked at it and saw a bottle of beer. I'm like, Alex, it was like 4 fucking days, but okay.
And he's like, I already had a 6-pack. So we go on this podcast on Monday, and I'm like, oh yeah, Fortin, he's already done a 6-pack.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
To your guys' defense, I did also just kind of post like a distant picture of a Heineken bottle and go, I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but I caved.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have expected it from the stand-up comedian, you know?
That's true.
So he got us. Yeah. So that's one funny point for.
Why are you guys doing it? Why are you guys doing Sober October?
You answer.
Because they want to be like Rogan does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Joe Rogan changed my life, but no, it was honestly. So I had a group of friends who I wanted to do it with long before we even started this show or anything, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of just. And then we're like, well, you know what? It's a podcast thing. Let's tie it in. Let's invite other people, kind of make it a communal thing. Try to grow some sort of attention with it too, just to shamelessly self-promote, as we all do, right?
I mean, we have a platform of like 25 people now, so
yeah.
Nice. Check
So you got to take advantage.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah.
You can get that in the 30s, no time.
How have you guys done? Have you guys noticed anything? Have you guys had issues? No?
with Sober October?
Yeah.
Dude, I could do Sober Life. I'm actually like,
Really?
yeah,
Dude.
I'm a boring motherfucker, that's for sure.
And I even was saying this because for a guy like, and there's some other people too who smoke weed more regularly in our group who's doing it. So that's kind of an extra step for you because I don't really, or it's not like a regular thing that I do, right? So it's almost easier because now I just have to really stay true during the weekends and not drink or whatever, and then most weekdays you're kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. So
Alex spends a lot of times in bars too.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot relate whatsoever.
yeah.
Dude, I've been told like my whole life that weed doesn't have like physical addictive properties.
Sure.
That is bullshit. Yo, the first week I like could not eat. I couldn't sleep. I'd like wake up and my fucking sheets were like drenched like in sweat.
Holy fuck.
I like wasn't dreaming apparently. I thought I was having dreams. Turns out, no, I wasn't. I'm having dreams again now. It's like
Oh,
the,
damn.
I think it was like the 4th.
Yeah.
Finally, I can dream again.
Finally. Yes.
I think it was the 4th was the first like dream that I had. And I woke up and it didn't feel like I was asleep. Like it felt like I'd been thinking for 8 hours. Like it felt
Holy
like I'd just
smokes.
been like
Really?
processing thoughts for like 8 straight hours. And then I woke up out of it like, what the fuck was that?
Would you say you
crazy.
feel more well rested now at all?
Yeah,
Or-
the sleep. It's weird. The sleep is it's harder to fall asleep still, but once I'm asleep, it is definitely like a deeper sleep.
Yeah.
So, which is weird because when I started smoking weed, it wasn't that long ago. I started smoking weed like about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And one of the best things about it was like, yo, I have no problem falling asleep now. I just like smoke some weed and just pass the fuck out, and then I have a good sleep. But apparently after a while that stops happening and you just fall asleep and then have a mediocre sleep.
Well, call us the sleep doctors, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I do appreciate that. It's been nice.
That's good. That's good. How? Yeah, I don't know. How are you? So we're what, 10 days in at this
Yeah.
recording?
Yeah, 10
Still,
days in.
you gonna make it or?
Yeah, oh yeah, now
Yeah,
I'm good. It
nice,
feels
nice.
good now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than the anger, other than the immense anger issues that apparently I have.
You're sitting next to him, so.
Yeah.
Dude, there's
Uncovering severe anger problems.
Honestly, yeah.
I went to Greta for. Have you been to Greta yet? Has
No,
anyone
yet.
been?
No, not yet.
It
not
just
yet.
opened,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it opened. So I wasn't gonna go, but a bunch of my friends came to a comedy show, and they were like, "We're going to Greta after," and I was like, "Okay, well, I'll drive everyone because that way I can't drink, so I
Right.
can't
Nice,
even be
nice.
tempted." And so I drove over, and there was this dude that was just doing, the fucking bar douchebag walk, just the fucking, and he like clipped my elbow with his elbow, and I literally just like turned around and just like watched him like walk the fuck away. I was like, if this guy turns around, I'm fighting him. Like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this dude.
He's like, I'm sober now, but I caught an assault charge.
So life's going pretty good,
So it's good
right?
because I'm gonna have to be sober for about 3 to 5. Is what it's looking like.
Yeah, it's easy to get drugs in jail. I also sent, this was hilarious. I sent an angry review to a company that wronged me.
Nice.
Like Amazon, Facebook, Google reviews, something like that.
Yeah,
like a
pretty
public
much.
platform.
Yeah. So what happened? It was one of those stupid resume builder things.
Okay.
My girlfriend broke up with me and we worked together, so I wanted to get a new job. And so I was like, well, I'll go get a new resume going. And so I went to this thing, and it was like $3 for like a resume template. So I was like, okay, fuck, whatever. Here's my credit card info. Here's my thing. And then I checked my credit card statement, and there's like a $38 charge.
Nice.
So I called them, and I was like, hey, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, that's the subscription fee.
Oh no.
And I was like,
How many
what?
resumes are you writing, bro?
Yeah. How many do you need?
He said that, and my answer was, why the fuck would I ever need a subscription for resumes?
I have mine. Sending you other people's
That actually.
I write resumes for a living.
Yeah.
resume magazine. Like,
Yeah.
This week we're featuring
Christ.
Alex Fortin.
I want to read
Hey,
this.
just
I want.
That's-
He's gonna read it on air here.
Yeah.
But yeah, who
Who the fuck?
you
does
should
more
really
than
only
one?
need a subscription, quote unquote, for one fucking month. Like it's
I
not
love that it's $3.
Yeah.
Where do how
Bundle-
how do they come to that
bundle
price point?
for a yearly deal on your resume.
template.
If
you
you're
wanna talk about
perpetually
templates,
unemployed,
Worth $3.
So, okay. So
Oh, we're gonna get the angry.
look at this
email.
wall
Yeah.
of text here.
the best.
Yeah.
The best part.
I've received messages.
Holy
like,
fuck!
Oh, that's only the first bit.
What?
So.
to whom it may concern.
Oh no, it's way less mature than that. The best part is they sent me a refund after this. That's the best part. They gave me the money
Nice.
back. So I wrote. This is the email.
Hey, I'll
Hey,
take turns reading it. Like,
Read it in different.
You
You
read
can
the
hear it in
first
different
paragraph.
voices.
you want to
Yeah.
read?
You read the first
one?
paragraph.
yeah, you start us
Okay.
off. It's read-in week, I think, in the schools. So we'll do our own.
Yeah, read the first paragraph out of 50.
So
This is gonna be the whole fucking podcast.
This week's episode, Alex gets something off his chest.
Did I also that post in the Toronto stand-up community? That was also I blame Sober October for that too.
Oh, I didn't. Oh God, what did
You liked it and
Oh,
commented
did
on
I?
it.
Oh,
So Louis C.K.
the Louis
yeah,
CK one. Yeah.
Louis C.K. did like 8 shows in Toronto.
Yeah.
And then the owner of Yuck Yucks, because he did them at Yuck Yucks, like there was a picture of him posted, and all these like comedians in Toronto like got very upset, and like there was like 300 comments, and like someone got outed for sexual assault in them, and it was like this whole fucking thing.
Oh boy.
And the best part was it was like this crazy social justice warrior, like trans now man, who was
Okay.
like very much like what's that thing called where you like are trying to show how good of a person you are?
Virtue
Yeah,
Virtue
virtue
signaling.
signaling. Who's been virtue signaling like left, right, and center, and like cancel culture, like one of those people outing
Yep.
people, and then commented like Yuck Yucks obviously doesn't care about like their female demographic, blah blah blah. And then the booker of Yucks was just like, hey, you want to talk about all the people you sexually assaulted? And then a bunch of people started being like, yeah, you sexually assaulted me. And
Oh,
then
Jesus.
so that person Shanty.
Ooh.
Canceled?
Got deleted all their social media, like got fucking kicked
Jesus.
out of the group that they started to protect like queer and transgender people in the community.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was the best. So
And then, so you're like, oh,
so
So-
that all died
so-
down.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I just posted in the group like, hey, does anyone know how the Louis C.K. shows went?
I saw this whole string of comments like, what's Alex doing? So then I commented like how dare you even ask?
It's awesome. So I just been starting shit.
Yeah, sober Alex. What a good guy.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
It's good.
So you've created a monster, guys. So this is what I said. I said, hey, I was told to contact this address about a reply I got to a complaint. Here's the transcript of our conversation so far. This company is hot garbage. Why would anyone pay for a subscription to make a resume? One does not need to make new resumes or cover letters often. In fact, once you've had a career, you really only need to make one should you... You only really need one, and then you should be able to add to it as you gain experience. Zeddy presents their services as though there is a sign-up fee and a one-time fee to create the resume. Like the bunch of greasy ass clowns they are, they then charge people month after month for a service that they could not obviously need less. I can't imagine the number of poor souls who don't check their bank statements regularly and are getting raked over the coals by your shady-ass useless subscription.
I thought he said raped over the coals.
I heard rape too.
Raked.
There's a K in there.
Burned and sexually assaulted. Sounds terrible.
Wow, double whammy.
To make things worse, when I called to cancel the subscription, the guy just kept trying to sell me on it for a lower price. This company is trash. Your business model is shady, and I hope the CEOs, CFOs, and anyone else who has any say in how this trash is ran ends up in financial ruin. To which they replied, "Hello, Alex. Thank you for sharing your comments with us. I'm sorry."
The obligatory polite reply.
This is an automatic generated response. Please do not reply to this email.
Oh my God.
And another thing.
I'm sorry to hear that you're not satisfied with the product we offer. There are many people who wish to keep their resumes updated, prepare the modified documents for promotion purposes or other new job opportunities. The experts also suggest adjusting the resume to each of the job offers you keep to keep high chances of being employed. These are only a few examples showing why anyone would keep their subscription open. And then I said, I guess my reply is this. Ha 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 ha. Are you fucking serious with this shit? Ha ha ha. Your justification for charging $35.
We need to get him back on the weed, man.
If I may add in, it's in all capitals.
Oh my. Oh boy.
Your justification for charging people $35 a month is so they can go in and edit the name of the company they're applying to. I have the template already, you idiots. Ha ha ha. I can do that without paying you. Also,
here's my question. Were you just seething as you wrote this?
Furious.
I'm just picturing you like you get the response and just pacing up and down like don't say that to my face.
I can just picture him fucking typing. Typing, like just furiously. With the thumbs.
You know, yeah. You know that meme where it's like the the meme where it's the cat like furiously flailing its arms at the pretend keyboard.
I'm just picturing you just oozing anger as you read that response, like.
No, it was. The laughing was real. I get when people make me mad, I just laugh in their faces. I just go, dude, are you serious? You really? All right, let's go.
That's not a laugh. Let's go. That's a crazy person's call. Like that's you telling them like, I'm nuts. I'll fuck you up. Ha ha.
I digress.
Start laughing like that at comedy shows.
Also, what a ridiculously inflated rate for so little. I have a whole website hosted that is completely editable, and it costs me $20 a month. You think your dumbass service is worth 1.75 times as much as that? Ha 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 ha.
The math.
And then I went with the little hand clap emoji. I went, you are a bunch of scam artists.
No.
They also had a bunch of other complaints. So I said, literally every complaint about your company is the exact same. You guys offer templates for $3 and then continue to charge people without their knowledge. This is no longer in caps. No one would knowingly pay that insane rate so they can, in quotes, keep their resumes updated, prepare the modified documents for promotion purposes or other new job opportunities. Ha 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 ha. Who the fuck uses a resume for promotion? You make promotional material if you're trying to promote promote your business. And last I checked, you had a resume template, not poster and handbill templates.
Wow.
And who has so many new job opportunities they need a fucking monthly subscription? Are you serious? You people are out here. You think people are out here month after month with multiple months updating their resume? No, you make resumes, edit to fit each place you're applying to, and away you go. At the very most, you need a 1-week subscription. Go ahead and give me 5 real-world examples of why anyone on earth would ever need to update their resume for multiple times for multiple consecutive months. Go ahead, give it a shot. I dare you.
There's like 1 through 50.
Exhibit Z.
A person who can't hold down a job.
Hey, Alex, joke's on you because you actually paid for a template for your fucking resume.
I know. That was the dumb thing I did. It was a nice resume, though. Zeddy does have nice templates. Just don't get sucked into their shit.
You don't need it, though.
And then I said, you guys make money by hiding the fact that you're a subscription-based company, and then you take advantage of people. Congratulations, you outsmarted me and got my $35, but don't try and act like you're an actual company who provides a necessary service for people. Ha, 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 your company fucking sucks.
So what's the company's name?
Zeddy.
All right.
Zeddy.
Well, fuck Zeddy.
Fuck Zeddy.
And then they responded being like, thanks for reaching out and letting us know about your situation. And then they sent me the $35 back.
At least you got your
Letting
money
us know
back.
about your situation. This is obviously a sober October thing.
Yeah.
Frankly, you still got scammed about a $3.
Yeah. Next time, search free resume templates. There's 1,000,001 on the internet. You're fine though.
That's
That
okay.
gave you a good fucking
Yeah.
release
I didn't want to get
of
a...
something that was obviously pent up. What was that really about?
It was
Let's
mostly
dig
my
deeper
girlfriend breaking up with me and the sober October, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but that's all right. Vincent and Zeddy got the worst of it.
Feel bad for that guy.
Vincent,
Feel for you, Vincent.
beat it, bro.
It's been fun.
That's insane.
Okay, so that was week 1 of Sober October.
Yeah. I'm already picturing the description for this episode. It's like Alex works through some things.
Again, this was in the middle of me like not being able to eat or sleep. So
Oh, man.
It's a dark time.
Oh my
dark time.
goodness. Yeah, that's
So, do we project that he will now find a place of clarity as we get further into this month, or is it just going to be more of the same?
well, yeah, we're
to be honest,
there's a lot of month left.
This is what I was like before I started smoking weed. Like when I was 19 years old, this was who I was.
Just an angry soul.
Yeah, I used to be a way more
An
violent
angry,
person.
young white male. That's so you were a rarity. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I always did my best to, you know.
There's not a lot of those.
No.
But we meet Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
In the Oliver community.
And we rage.
Here's the thing. I don't get mad at like just like anyone. It's when someone makes me mad, I just go to 100. There's no
goes for the jugular.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never like I just freak out at like someone who's like, "Hey, how's your day?" I'm like, "How's my fucking day?" that's not how it goes. It's like someone
Yeah,
charges
that's
me
week 2.
money for some bullshit, and I'm like, "All right, motherfucker, you want to go?"
Yeah.
This is
That's
Or you
all
know,
I know.
elbows me in a bar.
or yeah. Well, I don't think that was the intended side effect of Sober October.
no.
But we found one.
But look how
Maybe
much
we can-
material he has now. That was like 10 minutes.
of like a pretty serious conversation between him and someone else about resumes.
Exactly.
It was mostly just between me
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the screen.
Yeah.
You and an automated response.
I should follow you on Twitter.
Oh, my Twitter's fun too. I've been
It's pretty
tweeting.
funny. Yeah.
I've been tweeting politically actually a little bit.
Oh.
Nothing
Ooh,
actually.
spicy.
It's been. I try not to get angry when I talk politics because no one listens to you when you're angry, and I want people to listen to my political opinions because I
Gotcha.
take it seriously.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep.
But I think. Have you guys seen the Netflix documentary "Catching the Sun"?
No.
No.
What's that?
It's about solar energy basically,
Okay.
and it's pretty interesting. And
Is it new?
yeah, it's new, and it's about like solar energy, and this dude named Vance Jones, I think was his name.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was like, he ended up in Barack Obama's, like when Barack Obama was in the White House, he ended up like in there as like an environmental advisor or something like that.
Okay.
And he was pushing for this really interesting thing called cap and trade. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
So from my understanding of what it is that it's like you basically set the amount of carbon emissions a company is allowed to have, and then any company that doesn't reach that gets to sell their excess to bigger
it's
companies.
Credits per se.
Yeah. So I was like, that's kind of a cool idea, and it basically is trying. The idea behind it is trying to make it so that implementing clean energy technologies is cheaper than just continuing to burn fuel. It's like they're just going to make basically the fines cost more than what it would cost to just make your company cleaner.
Okay.
And then I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. So I just been tweeting to Jagmeet Singh to be like, yo, dog, just implement this shit and you got my vote.
You see my comment on that the other day?
Yeah, I didn't understand it. I don't know what that meant.
Because they're financial products, so you can trade weather futures. You can actually like bet on what the weather is going to be like. So essentially, the people behind that is big finance.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Awesome.
You got fucked. You got tricked.
Well, no, I don't care. I'd rather give big finance my money than big oil my money.
I suppose, but
That's
at the end of the
kind
day,
of the same
it's big in Europe and in California too. I think even Ontario has a market for it. I could be wrong about that, but it's not national. It's not across. It's not across Canada. So no, because I mean, I actually traded carbon credits at one time. There's a
nice.
European exchange for it, and they're like very low priced, but I don't know. Yeah, it's
So you buy futures similar to any other futures you would, like long
Pretty
and
much.
short and blah
it's
blah
a
blah.
financial product.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, and
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
it's the first one that like. That's the other thing is I'm sick of all like either having to pick like a fiscally responsible party or an environmentally responsible party.
Right.
And at this point, it's like, hey, this is something that's fiscally responsible. It's going to be giving power to the little guy because those are the ones who aren't going to be using their credits. And it's a way to create like an economy behind clean energy. So it makes the most sense to me. And for some reason, it's not really been part of anyone's platform in like our election or the American election.
I think that Obama actually didn't get it through.
Yeah, well, Vance ended up getting like a big smear campaign against him, and he ended up resigning.
Because there was something, I could be completely wrong about this, but I think he was going to make like $400 million if it got through or something.
Oh, of course he was.
Yeah,
Who,
dude, it was-
this Vance guy who made
no,
the
no,
document?
Obama.
Or Obama.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, like it was actually a huge thing in the States.
Oh, really?
So, because there's an international market for it, because
Yeah.
the EU is big into it.
Yeah.
Issue being is international market. So, okay, Canada, totally fine. We're going to have a bunch of companies that can do that, no problem.
Yeah.
But what it does is it puts third world countries under the gun. It hits them hard.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, we have all these excess credits. So instead of polluting in Canada, what we're going to do is we're going to ship those credits to India.
Yeah.
And that's going to give them credit so that they can continue to pollute at a higher rate. It just changes the location of pollution.
Yeah.
Is my understanding.
But the idea, I think, essentially is to make the cap, if you cap all the countries at lower than what we're currently emitting,
Right, yeah.
then it has to be less.
Hopefully that would be great, except for China.
Yeah.
And then
Well-
China
Yeah.
comes in the conversation. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's another big thing in Catching the Sun is apparently China is right now on like the leading edge of solar energy because for them, it's becoming more economically feasible just to power everything with solar than it is with like dirty energy,
Right.
quote
Fossil fuels.
unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just the technology is finally catching up to the point where you can buy solar panels for cheap enough that by the amount of money it will save you in buying coal and natural gas is going to outweigh the cost of getting everything set up and implemented.
Yeah. I love solar, man. Like I do love renewables.
Yeah.
However, my qualm with it, because I actually almost started a solar company.
Yeah.
Ask Thomas
My
about
brother
this.
got
He almost started a solar company.
Hey Thomas, did Josh almost start a solar company?
Did he? Or is he
Everybody
lying?
gets one. Tell him,
Or
Spider-Man.
is he lying?
Or tell him, Peter.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
No, that's my issue with those is like production.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, let's figure out how can we make them clean, because that's the thing with Teslas too, is like the batteries.
Yeah, they're
The
horrible.
production of
right,
the
yeah.
battery is so bad that it almost
Negates the car.
impact of a Tesla versus
Yeah.
a regular gas car.
Well, and that's one of the the reason I kind of started looking into this. My brother in March finished his PhD in photovoltaics,
Nice.
which is solar energy.
Oh.
Right.
And so I started talking to him about it and kind of what's going on. He works for an environmental startup in BC right now.
Which would be a great province for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Build the fucking pipeline.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I started talking to him about it, and basically, like, part of the idea is, like, Teslas, their batteries are so horrible, and what solar panels can do is basically, the solar panels can't store energy. Like, you
Right.
need batteries to store energy,
Yeah.
but they create energy. So what they want to do is take the solar panels to charge batteries so that they don't have to make so many, like, horrible batteries.
Yeah.
So those Teslas eventually, the idea should be that they're becoming solar powered instead of using these horrible lithium ion batteries.
Right.
They can just use like power cells that are hooked up to photovoltaics to like create power for the car.
Is this the smartest podcast you guys have ever done?
Yeah, that's the least I've talked. That's for sure. Well, of course, photovoltaics. Yeah, dude.
I love the idea.
I love the sun, man.
Yeah, I do
I think
too,
it's
man.
good. Like it
Sun-
keeps
I
don't-
things bright.
doesn't
Sun
tan me
A
very
plus.
well.
Yeah,
I don't
Sucks
tan.
that it goes like it's not always there, and that
Yeah.
sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah.
you
No,
know,
I do
climate
love
change. I think
Climate
is why
change.
nighttime happens. I think. Anyways, photovoltaics.
The climate does change when the sun goes down. That is especially in deserts.
That's true, man.
Oh man.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Can you like actually video edit that in
When you
with a
fucking figure it
the
out.
rainbow? That'd be amazing.
Could we also cut in the clip when Josh says "but China" just to uproot the montage of Trump being like China, 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 China.
Got some editing to do, boys.
Yeah.
listen, if nothing else, Trump has been the most entertaining president of my lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're over
It's
it?
fucking pathetic, man. Every
It's
day
still-
some
Well,
other bullshit.
it is exhausting regardless of where you may lie. It's like holy fuck.
It's like
again,
seriously,
do
like,
we-
okay,
yeah.
man.
But I think
Yeah.
that's almost like the media.
It really,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Media's
media
like,
cycle
Well, but
is.
We're gonna talk about this
yeah.
all the time
He's also
for 4 years.
He's also a person who likes to
Oh, don't
Be talked
get me
about?
wrong.
Yeah,
and,
Don't
yeah.
get
and
me
talk
wrong.
Yeah.
and be talked about.
100%. Yeah.
But
I-
it's fucking every day, man. Fuck,
Yeah.
we get it. You're a dick. Like, fuck off.
Part of me wonders how much of it is a game for him. Like,
He's,
how much of it is just
he's got
him
a brain that doesn't work properly.
saying shit that he knows is going to infuriate people.
I think he's lived his life not as a politician,
Yeah.
doing this same bullshit that he's doing right now, and now he's in politics and he doesn't think he has to play by the rules that everyone else does.
I think he lived by like
Or-
any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, very much so.
100%.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So he's
exactly.
just playing the
Yeah.
same game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same thing. And
It's
then,
entertaining.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
He is a master of marketing. We'll put
Yeah.
it that
Yeah,
way. Like,
yeah.
He's
Yes.
very good at marketing.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Dude, his thing, have you watched Dirty Money, the documentaries?
No.
I actually, yeah, I think I have. The one about him.
Yeah.
There's one about like,
The Volkswagen emissions thing.
yeah, I've seen the whole.
oh, is it a series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the one about Trump is really interesting. One thing that I didn't know is most of the places that have like Trump on them, like especially in other countries,
He doesn't own them.
he doesn't own them at all.
Yeah.
They literally just pay a royalty to
They
use
just
his
lease,
name.
yeah, the
Must be
name per
nice.
se.
I
Yeah.
think that's regular or like normal in the hotel business because there was a hotel in downtown Edmonton that had like in the quarters in that new area.
Yeah, it was Hyatt, and
Hyatt.
now it's something else.
They stripped
Yeah.
it because they on like where all the air intakes were on the roof, they had like a really really bad pigeon problem, and so people were breathing in pigeon feces. And
Yikes.
I did hear about this. I think I did
when
hear
that
about
happened,
this.
Hyatt stripped them. So I think
no.
Oh, okay,
to
yeah.
some degree
It
that's
is
normal. but-
Yeah, because hotels. I actually had a friend who worked in hotels where you'll have a ownership group like
Yeah.
like Kerr Hotels Group owns a
Yeah.
bunch of Hyatts or whatever, but they lease or franchise. It's kind of a weird thing. Yeah.
Now that we bring this up, like I was in Lethbridge with Nick Burden a couple weekends ago, and they sent us to the hotel, and they're like, "Oh, it's the Holiday Inn just over there. If that building wasn't there, you'd be able to see it." So we go. It's like a Wyndham something. So we're like, "Oh, must not be that."
Okay.
So we find the Holiday Inn. It's not the one, and we go back. It ends up being this other one. And in the elevator, there was a sign that said, like, "Dear customers, like we were a Holiday Inn. We are not quite yet a Wyndham.
We're in limbo.
We will be one, but right now we're like Andrew Street Hotel or something."
Yeah.
It's like,
We're we're a building with a bunch of bedrooms. Yeah.
Wow.
And like it felt like we were the only ones there, and like there was a weird vibe. Very comfortable bed, but
Well, let's go to the Andrews.
Andrew Hotel,
it's gonna be a
Lethbridge.
Wyndham.
Yeah,
Maybe a
Wyndham,
But
Lethbridge.
there's an
Shout out.
example of like obviously that type of thing changing hands. But
Yeah.
Well, if somebody's listening and they want to put Blaze on their hotel, $400,000, you can do
it's
it.
not bad.
Monthly.
No problem.
I'll take
U.S.
it.
dollars.
Monthly.
Yeah,
You're just getting greedy here. I like it. All
per
right.
hour because it's gonna be that kind of a hotel.
Ooh, it definitely will be. It's gonna be a brothel, actually.
Yeah. Which countries allow prostitution?
Vegas.
Hey,
Yeah.
where's that in the political campaigns? I want legal prostitution, Justin.
Yeah.
All right.
Where is our Ron Paul who's just like, fuck it, everything's legal? Right?
There was 2 episodes ago that we did, and we had one of our buddies on. We were talking about like, oh, you have to be 18 to do cocaine, right? And I was like, vote for me.
Jeez.
That's so funny.
Well, I'm gonna need to see some ID.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll snort away then.
Oh, it's your birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, young man.
2001.
There you are.
Yeah.
For this guy, it's his birthday. They give you like a prairie fire
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
It's a line, and then some dude
my
just
God.
throws a dash of Tabasco on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Give her, kid."
Everyone's like, 18-year-olds, am I right?
Drug
Welcome to
dealer.
Alberta, baby.
Drug dealers keep the thing in the back of their car that's like before today's date on 2001.
BC/2000.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to check. What if you're AGLC?
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, I know you're.
Man, underage people are always trying to buy drugs from me, and I
Yeah.
don't want to get busted.
You know, my boss, like, he just makes me. I have to check. Like,
I have
come
to
on.
check. If you look under 25, I have to check.
Yeah,
It's the law.
yeah. You know the sign. Yeah. The one where it's like, if you don't look like Fred, we ask for ID, and it's like a 60-year-old man.
Like this one is like, even if you look like Fred, it could just be the cocaine.
Oh man.
Let's start a party.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is it too late to file our paperwork?
Running.
We got
on-
11 days, boys. Let's
we
get
go.
those fucking caucus members out there.
the white
door
party.
We need 300. How
The
many,
angry young white guys party.
There we go. Finally, someone speaking for us.
how many people do you need? Like 380 or something for the.
Is that the
for the
signatures
whole
you
country?
need?
No, it's for the whole country. You need like for each riding. How many ridings are there in Canada?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever
something
it
like
is,
that,
we
yeah.
need a person every single riding. We're not gonna fucking half-ass this like the Bloc Québécois or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit. Like no, where you can only vote in Quebec for that shit. Fuck that. No, like across the
Every
country.
riding.
100%.
Yo, that's super frustrating. The last provincial election, the Alberta party didn't have like a person in my riding. I was like, well, I
Oh, really?
wanted to give you a vote.
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
throw one your way for fun skis, but I guess I couldn't.
Well, they also kind of. I don't think they won any seats and
No.
just
No, they
folded, right?
didn't.
So,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
You should have to fucking fully staff
Yeah,
ridings. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I know. It's insane that the BQ is even allowed at the debates.
The
Like,
guy has a
Oh,
really
God.
good podcast.
He does have a good
voice, though.
talking voice for sure.
yeah,
He has
Yeah.
a very good podcast
But-
voice.
yeah.
It is. I was looking at that and I'm like, why is he here? Like,
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
he doesn't even go to this school. Like,
Yes, that's exactly it. It's like a zone thing. He couldn't come to this school if he
yeah,
wanted
exactly.
Thrown into the shoe.
Zoning.
Yeah.
to. Yeah, man. You can't just move to another riding to go to that school.
Holy fuck.
That's funny. Did you guys watch the debate?
No, I
It was
watched like
impossible
10
to
seconds.
watch.
Yeah.
It was such a bad format, man.
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah, it was-
I really liked the mediator though. She was ruthless.
Was
Which
she?
one of the 5?
No, the mediator, the lady who was like, it was so funny because someone would start to talk over and she's like, Mr. Shear, it is Justin's turn to answer. Mr. Shear, Mr. Shear. I was just like, this woman is fucking tight with it.
There was 5 of them though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were each doing like different. Oh, was it just the one that was doing the mediation though?
I don't know. I just only saw the one lady. I didn't
They were
watch the very long
panelists this because it was the
Yeah.
5
It was such a
chicks
bad
from
format.
CBC who were panelists. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I can't fully say. But yeah, it was.
I saw the highlights, and Elizabeth May is funny.
On sports.
The best is at one point Elizabeth May just straight up went, "With all due respect, Mr. Scheer, you are not going to be prime minister." I thought, well, with all due respect, you're going to get 2 seats, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elizabeth, maybe don't run next. With all due respect.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I just think we all need to pray for a minority government. We just need a few years to chill, you know?
Just chill out.
Yeah, just
Do
chill.
liberals have a majority right
Yeah.
now? Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was one of those weird ones that were, and I'm so mad at Justin for fucking not doing electoral reform. I want my vote back, you bitch.
Was that part of their platform?
Yeah, part of the
yeah.
platform was electoral reform, and basically they got a majority government without getting more than half of the votes because of our fucked up electoral system.
Right.
Because first past the post is garbage, and then it's just like, well, fix it.
Yeah.
How does it feel that none of your promises were answered?
Well,
Oh, no.
weed was-
Legal weed.
Yeah, legal
Yeah,
weed.
okay.
So
You got 1 of 30.
yeah,
But like, if you could have one of those,
I suppose.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I suppose.
he got.
Imagine if we were sitting here like, weed's still illegal, but at least we got rid of that electoral system.
Well, let's call our drug dealer.
Yeah. It's my 18th birthday,
Bring
so
your
I finally
IDs.
can.
Fucking scanning them.
Yeah. Have you seen the vaping as a gateway drug commercial?
No.
Oh man, they're so funny. It's
that's so
it's
good.
all like think twice about vaping and stuff. It'll be I don't watch a lot of TV, but I saw it before a movie. And it's
Oh, yeah.
it's like a teenager at a party and it's like, "Oh yeah, try a vape, man." And then it has all these like flash forward visions of their life just going chaotically
Oh, my
downhill. Right?
Not the light.
Yeah, almost. No, this is going to be an expensive podcast for us. But
That's so funny. Like it can't be badass and smell like bubble gum.
yeah, exactly.
That's so
I've always
true.
thought,
man.
like, like when I grow up, or when I was growing up, like, the car window rolls down and a big cloud comes out. You're like, they're smoking weed. Now it's like that might be like vanilla watermelon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's made that so not cool.
Dude,
Hot dog. Yeah, you almost have like it's
Yeah.
weed.
yo, have you
people
guys been to the Jewel store?
No.
No, I
So
can't say I
there's
have.
this is fun. My roommate Jewel's hard.
Yeah.
Because he's 19.
Jewel specifically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My brother does. Big fan.
Yeah.
My
Big
brother's
old fan.
Because
So-
there's some sort of vape store at West Ed, but it's not Jewel. It's
Like
fancier looking.
Darth Vapor.
I've seen that one.
That one is hilarious, but no, it's beside the Apple store and kind of looks like the
Oh,
Apple
wow.
store, but it's for vapes.
No.
Yeah.
Yo, literally, my roommate was like, "Oh yeah, they opened a Jewel store on White Ave, and I
Yeah.
live like just off White now." And I was like, "Yo, what is it, like a fucking Apple store but black?" We walk in, Apple store but black.
Yeah.
I swear to God, on the counter they have those wireless phone chargers for you to like set your phone on and charge while you
that's
peruse like the vapes. You can just charge up.
Very high
And
tech.
this is the most fucked up part. So to go into the store, not only do they take your ID, they take a photograph of both sides of your ID.
Whoops.
And to make any purchase, you have to give them your phone number and confirm via text message that you're making a purchase.
No.
So they get
Even if you're over 18.
Why?
Yeah, you bet.
That's so
Fuck,
weird.
What's
because
the-
they want to sell your information.
I was about to say, so if
They're
you
a
need
tech company.
yeah,
Well,
if you need a good fake ID, go to the back door, knock 3 times, and like,
That's
jeez.
fucked, man.
Wow.
That's
Well,
pretty
and
fucked.
that they're like, as a company, they're coming under fire right now because apparently vaping gives you like imminent death syndrome. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But like
imminent death syndrome.
their
Yeah.
whole thing, I think, is flavors, and that's
Yeah.
no longer going to be allowed.
Yeah.
It like in
Yeah.
very short order will no longer be allowed. And
It's like
gonna,
the
I
chewing
think-
tobacco
Yeah,
and
I think it's very
cigarillos and all that.
quickly- It might even be like a. Do they have to have things behind a fucking?
Oh yeah,
Flat
no
screen
no
TVs.
no ads or whatever, or you
Yeah.
can only have so much on the package, sort of
As
thing.
they open up a retail store
Yeah,
on White Ave.
Could you imagine if they had a cigarette store on White
Oh,
Ave?
man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they do have a cigar store, I guess, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, but
like a
a
player's rich regular store.
That's what I'm. Yeah, nothing fancy. Like
Yeah.
The old export A store.
But then it's all
Marlboro.
trendy and
yeah, but it's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hot chicks, just like.
Bring the
Yeah.
cowboy back.
It's
Honestly,
Bring the cowboy back.
recommended by 9 out of 10 doctors.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 babes. Oh, I should get some.
Yeah. Oh shit.
dude, it's
Yeah, we'll
ridiculous.
just take your phone number, your fingerprint, leave your ID.
That's
here.
fucked up.
It's
I
the
actually
I don't
did
most-
not know
I'm
that.
curious why. Is it like a protection against accidentally selling to youth
Minors?
or something? But I don't.
but that-
No, they're legit. They're mining your information.
That must
That's
be it.
100%
Yeah.
what it is. There's no other reason to do it other than to get your info and sell it. There's
well,
no
I mean, there,
other
there probably
reason.
is another reason. Like,
For like what?
well, we just have to fucking look into it.
Why would they be the only company in the history of humanity that does that? You can buy liquor, weed, and cigarettes without doing that. Why would vaping be the one where you have to?
Because
It's
people
just to
have
get your
started
information.
dropping dead.
Yeah, same with cigarettes, dude. People have been dropping dead from smokes for
But
years.
people have in the past like month
Yeah.
started dropping.
It's been
dead out
around
of
long
nowhere.
enough that
People are starting to drop dead.
But it
out
is
of
Juul.
nowhere.
Like the
It's Juul
sign
specifically.
says Juul.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
other thing is you can buy vape and Juul products from other places without getting a text
Yeah.
message
Yeah.
to say it.
Actually,
has
yeah,
to
you
be
can buy it
data
at the
mined.
convenience
Curious
store.
if it's a liability thing for them. If they
Yeah, I
if they're
wonder.
able to say like, well, this person like it's like a they consented
Lawsuit.
to using
Yeah,
our product.
yeah, something
Now they're
Da, da,
dead.
da, da, da. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
now they're dead.
What was
I
the
bet you it's a liability.
what was the big issue that because it was it something to do with one of the contents of the vape or what is it that they've kind of established
I don't-
or have they even
I'm not
decided?
sure.
No,
I'm
it,
not sure
it
that
causes
they have.
lung issues. I mean, it is one of the underlying issues is because it's a vapor, which comes from liquid, it will kind of liquefy in your lungs. So in excess, you have liquid in your lungs and
It
a
gives
bunch
you
of shit. Yeah,
pneumonia.
yeah.
Dude, essentially, I
Or you
remember-
guess if
can,
you do it a lot,
yeah.
maybe you
I mean,
can-
the problem is because it's flavored, and then. I mean, this just came on quick. I thought this was going to be like 15 years from now. They're like, hey, remember those Juul things? Well,
I know.
everyone has fucking lung cancer now. So,
Yeah.
but
Dude, we did a podcast with Fortin where we
Yeah.
were talking about this. Like,
was that
a
with you
month
or
and
was
a
that
half-
with someone else?
like a
Yeah,
month
this
and a
was like a
half
month and
ago.
a half ago.
So, like, this is,
Predicted
like,
the future.
just
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. But I do remember talking about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's not good.
It's wild that it's happened so
it's
fast,
it's
yeah.
because like one Juul pod is about a pack of cigarettes, roughly apparently in terms of nicotine.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. So, and then you have kids rifling through 4 pods a week or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So the math eventually converts over.
and
It
it's
seems like
the,
less.
the flavoring.
Yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
easy to
Yeah.
get in you, right?
and
So
like
Yeah.
because it's vaping, you can do it like somewhat indoors. Like I know a lot of
Yeah,
like,
like
restaurants
anywhere.
and shit
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
let
yeah.
you, but like if you're in someone like no one wants you smoking in their house or their car anymore. But like
Right.
I'll let people vape in my car. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
an idiot for vaping, but sure, my car smells like cotton candy now. I don't give a shit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the cotton candy expands in the lungs, and different flavors
Oh,
have different.
that reminds me. Popcorn lung is the issue
Ah,
that it
yes.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. The fucking Juul store is a nightmare.
They're actually having issues. So a friend of mine's dad is a dentist, and they're having issues with kids and teenagers because they vape, but they'll do the really low nicotine or no nicotine ones. And
Yeah.
the no nicotine ones, well, one of the main ingredients is corn syrup.
Whoa.
So these kids just their teeth are all fucking rotten because they're just sucking on corn syrup 24/7. Yeah.
It's like putting like literally like sugar spray on your
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
The idea that someone would do a zero nicotine vape.
It's literally just to do the
Just
tricks.
sugar.
Or, yeah.
The sugar? So the
so
sugar's
weird.
addictive.
Well, that, but it's more so for the vape tricks and
I
stuff.
guess.
So, yeah.
But,
And like it's
Yeah.
tasty. I remember
Yeah.
when I was a kid, we had that like candy spray. Like
I
did
just
some of
remember
that.
fake cigarettes when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The little Popeyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or fucking, what were those? The dip one where you like dip it in.
Oh, the
Fun
fun
Dip?
sticks or fun dick? Fun dip?
Sorry, Fun Dick.
Fun dick?
Fun dick.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that candy.
My uncle made it by himself at home. What?
Man.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
Electoral reform, though. I mean,
Yeah.
God.
I mean, we were going intelligent a little bit.
Yeah. Then I brought up vaping and it
was
went right
terrible,
back
man.
down. So, yeah.
Dick jokes.
It's the beauty of podcasting. You can go.
Someone
Oh, exactly.
accidentally says dick, and all four of us break
Like-
down.
Yeah. Penis.
We all have them.
Dicks are funny. They'll always be funny.
Always.
Dicks and farts will
Always.
always be funny.
It's true.
I think farts are hilarious. I don't know why, but they're
That's
always
the least
making.
contentious point you've been. All right, we're gonna dial it back now. I think farts are hilarious.
I agree.
Yeah. So I thought you were doing a real segue for a minute.
It's like, well, this isn't going to polarize us whatsoever.
I agree. And that's the type of honesty you can expect if you vote Fortin in 2019.
Well, as the anti-fart joke party, I have a lot to say about it.
Just their commercial is farts and I'm just straight face. Like, I wish I found it funny, honestly.
Alex Fortin finds farts funny.
What else does he find
cushion,
funny?
like,
Yeah.
It's Rumpelstiltskinning around.
And that's just the end of the commercial.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's your platform?
What's your platform? See, I wasn't farting.
We should get into politics, I think is what you're saying.
like as individuals, as a career.
As a group.
Oh yes, absolutely.
What do you guys call your party? Oh, fuck, we haven't thought of a name yet, boys.
You probably shouldn't air this podcast.
Out for a rip 2019. Vote Fortin.
Yeah.
Fartin' Fortin.
You get the
And then
French
they vote
vote.
for him, and then he starts drinking again in November, and he's a totally different guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy who gets things done. So
Yeah. It's basically Rob Ford again. Hey, has anyone seen our Prime Minister? He went out Friday night, and it's Monday 11 a.m., and no one can find
he's
him.
doing comedy in Grand Prairie.
Be back next month.
Speaking of Rob Ford, how was Toronto?
It's great, man. I fucking really like that city. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. It's like, it's weird. It's like White Ave, but the whole city. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Cool.
as you
Actually,
walk
you've been
through-
there recently, right? So, yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably changed.
probably. Did you like it? How'd you enjoy it?
I was there for like 5 days.
Yeah, I was only there for a week, but I really loved it.
I mean, girls are hot.
Yeah, girls are hot.
Girls are
They
hot.
this was
There's like
something.
6 million of them too, because it's a big city, you know. So there's a lot of them.
This was something I almost got in trouble on stage for saying, but then I turned it around at the end.
Nice.
Nice. Walk us through it.
Yeah. So, well, I just think the like diversity is turned so far up there. Like,
Oh, yeah. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Alberta, and so
Yeah.
like I know transgender people, and like I know people who are of different cultures, but you go there and it's like people are like the craziest ethnic, like everyone is Tiger Woods. Like they're like, yeah, I'm like part Asian, part Portuguese, part black, like part like they all have like these really cool histories. That's the
I can
best.
see where this is going.
Alex discovers culture.
I hear a bit coming on.
But they've also like turned up the diversity in the like sexual part of things. Like no one there is gay. Everyone's like multiple levels of like gay, and like the transgender people are like, there's everything. There's all of and this is the joke that I was doing. I was like I saw it, scared me because I just saw this transgender black woman who was like just gigantic and wearing high heels and like big old titties, and it scared me because I've never seen a woman that athletic and also that pretty. It's never happened before. Like, yo, you nailed your makeup.
And how did you turn it around?
Where there's
that was it. That was it. I called a transgender person pretty, and everyone was like, "Yeah, he's progressive."
Oh, okay.
So the lead up was the same lead up you just kind of gave, and everyone was like stirring, like, I don't know about this guy.
There better be a payoff on this one.
Yeah.
Pretty much. They're like, well, and then I was like, yeah, she was super hot, and then everyone was like, hey, good job.
Yay, good job.
So, turns out they're
Nice.
easy to trick. The social justice warriors.
Awesome. Nice.
Montreal was pretty big for that too, though. There's a lot of that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. They're hot. They nailed it. I don't care. I'll say it. There's good-looking transgender ladies out in Toronto. There is. I haven't seen any here.
I haven't seen any here. Now you've upset our transgender
Wow. Okay.
who are like, oh, I thought Alex
We almost had an arable episode, but here we are.
very close to having an terrible episode, and then you went and spit in our listeners' faces.
I'm
You're
kidding,
pretty.
by the way, everyone. I'm fucking joking.
Can I see your demos?
It's just more dudes that are
What do you
me.
use for your podcasting service?
I don't know.
Anchor.
Do they show you their demos?
Oh, I think they might. Yeah, we should check it out. We don't have enough listeners to have a demographic yet. Our demographic right now is people who know us.
Yeah. People in this room. That is also our demographic.
Yeah.
Us in
Nice.
Grand Prairie.
Do you have a on the rocks relationship with Grand Prairie? Or
No,
something,
Grand
or?
Prairie loves me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Boston Pizza you were telling us?
No,
about?
that's, Dawson Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
Grand Prairie's a casino.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And, yeah,
Cool.
I have a lot of fun every time I go there.
Nice.
I don't know, man. I think I'm still of the mindset of a comedian where I'm like, dude, everything I say is a fucking joke, and if you take it seriously, you're an idiot. And that's how Grand Prairie feels. I walk in there and I just say ridiculous shit on purpose that's over the top, and they're all like, ha ha ha, that's hilarious. And then we go out and drink beer afterwards, and like we don't mean any of the things that we say.
Can you imagine your life if you went to a comedy show hoping to be offended?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's
Could you imagine your life, man?
dude,
And you know that it exists.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing, like, and genuinely, like, this sounds like I'm being like condescending, but I really mean it. Is like I feel bad for those people.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
You
a
usually
crappy
yeah,
existence.
kind of a
It's a very
crappy
negative
outlook.
focused on,
Yeah.
existence.
It's got to be a real weird way to like live, just to go through life being like always constantly walking on eggshells, because if you do like the virtue signaling and you do all that stuff, like you then have to know that every single person that you've like been talking down to and doing all that stuff is ready to jump on you the second you step out of line.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas like I get to say whatever the fuck I want because I go, yeah, I say dumb shit all the time. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite example of this is Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen could never get me too'd because he's just like, yeah, I do blow and I have tiger blood, I have AIDS, and I'm fucking these hookers. What's up?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, go on tour, I guess.
There you go. Yep.
Like, we'll avoid it if we don't like you. But if you're Bill Cosby and you're like, other black people, stop wearing your pants so low, and then you turn out to be a huge rapist, everyone's like, well, fuck you, Bill Cosby.
Fuck you, Bill Cosby. It's the title of this episode. Fuck you, Bill Cosby. But the thing, you kind of touched on it there, though, like that person that shows up to a comedy show being like, I know they're going They say
Oh,
they
yeah.
live their whole
Yeah,
day like
they're like,
that.
I can't wait for him to step out of line.
They wake
right?
up in the morning, they hit the toaster, and it's too toasted, and then they go to get their coffee, and they didn't leave enough room for milk, so now my coffee doesn't have fucking milk in it.
Coffee's too
And then
black.
they get to work, and it's I know.
The toast is too dark. The coffee's too black. Wait a second.
But like that's their whole existence. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to someone about this at work the other day because some customer was being horrible to them. And they were like, do you think people who are like that way at restaurants are that way like in the rest of their lives? And I was like, for sure they are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember one time I was working at Red Robin in Windermere.
Yep.
And some person was just being a dick at like one of the tables. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck this person. And then later that day in Windermere, I was behind them in line at Winners. And they were being shitty to the cashier at Winners. And I was like, oh, you're just always horrible.
how you
that
are.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, you can actually tell a lot about a person by how they treat any kind of service or retail
Yeah.
staff. Someone who
Oh, yeah.
has
Totally.
to be nice and polite and serve you, right? It's
Well, and I think for a lot of people, that's the one time they have someone like under them.
under them. Yeah.
And they can
yeah.
say, hey,
they have
you know
control.
what? This, I thought I said, 15 sesame seeds on the bun. There's way
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Dude, there's this guy that comes into work like regularly, and he refuses to be served by men. He like won't.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
literally walked in one day, and it was a slow day, so I had sent the waitress home, and I was bartending and just kind of taking all the tables that came in.
Sure.
And he found that out and left. He like went to a different restaurant, and one time I brought him his beer and he asked the waitress to like take it off the table and put it back on his table for him. I was like, this guy is such a fucking loser. Like,
That's just weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Like there's been, the old dude who's a regular at Cactus Club or whatever. You know what? I get it. A lot of them are pretty harmless for the most part, right? But then that's like, no, I need you to serve me. That's maybe
weird.
maybe a little weird.
Get the person out of your basement.
Yeah.
Just unchain him.
that would be so funny if I said that, Kevin. And he's like,
like,
is the waitress here? Like, no, it's just me today. He's like, all right, I'm going to go. I'm like, hey, you should let that person out of the basement, by the way.
She hasn't been to work in weeks.
He's like,
And that might turn him. That might be, well, maybe I should. I'm going to turn a new leaf and stop kidnapping people.
Yeah. After I
And then
bury
you're
this
the
one
person.
body, because she's
Yeah.
been down there for weeks, so I can't let her go now.
let her go now.
Yeah. Hashtag no witnesses.
That's a good filter for like girls on dates though.
Oh, yeah.
Take them out to just a restaurant and just see how they treat the
How they
wait
treat
staff.
people.
And dudes, too. Dudes
Yeah,
on there,
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's a two-way street. Yeah.
As a chick, I can't imagine like going on a date with a guy who's just like, waitress.
Oh, man.
Oh, I thought you meant like even going out with your boys.
I was
yeah, that's
gonna
too.
say
I was gonna
that,
say,
yeah.
like,
'Cause
yeah.
sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro,
Yeah.
no.
no.
Yeah, I've said that. I've had people that I've gone out with where I've been like, as the waitress walks away, I'm like, dude, you're being a dick to the waitress. It's like, why? Why are you being like that? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, man, like, she didn't bring you your sauce. Like, you didn't have to like get mad at her.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
she has a bunch of tables doing a bunch of orders. Like, she forgot one part of your order, and
Yeah.
she's gonna bring it in a minute. You didn't have to be like, well, this is ridiculous. You can't remember an order.
Yeah, it's like, who are you?
How am I supposed to eat hot wings without ranch?
I said no carrots.
Yeah.
Only celery.
Yeah. Just start throwing them on the floor. Yeah. Yep.
So ridiculous, man. The complaints you get. Have you guys ever worked at restaurants?
No.
No.
Closest I came, we actually literally talked about this today. Closest I came was I worked in retail for a lot of years, which is like the fat, ugly stepchild to working in service, right?
Yeah.
So, but you get a gist of it. So
Yeah, you get. It's crazy, man. Even the same thing. I worked at a lube shop when I was like in high school, and it was the same thing. It was just like I was a 16-year-old, like trying to like get my feet wet in like the car industry.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Hey, your air filter's dirty," and people were like, "You guys are fucking crooks. You're always trying to get me for money." I'm like, "Okay, I can just put it back if you want." Like, and then
But yeah, you were saying.
It's just so crazy, like the amount of ridiculous shit that people get mad at in restaurants. It's like, why is this the one place you guys choose to like?
I think it's the one place
usually,
where you get to say, like, you get to boss somebody around.
Yeah, and
100%.
it's to get meta with it. It's usually you're unhappy in your outside life, and then if you can take it out on someone, I guess. So
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's like the one position of power anybody has in their,
Right.
day to day.
Yeah.
They're probably sitting on the back of the bus like, speed it up, dude.
Yeah.
I paid for this, man.
Oh, yeah, one of
My taxes pay your salary.
I love that line.
Yeah.
We had a skip the dishes driver come in one time, and I was working with my girlfriend at the time and this other waitress, and I was like making drinks or something, and the one waitress was like, hey, what's the order number? Or like, what's your order number? And the guy said it, and she walked to the back. So I just like kept making drinks. And then my girlfriend walked by, and she was going to the washroom. So she like unbuckled her like little waitress sash
Thing, yeah.
and like put it down in like kind of in front of him, because he was standing like by the counter waiting for the food to come. And like puts it down and like kind of walked around him and went to the bathroom. And then the other waitress came out like with the food. And then he was like, you know what? I am so fucking sick of these restaurants. He's like, this guy won't even fucking look at me. This other waitress is just throwing her shit down. Like, you didn't even say hi when I walked in here. And I was
Somebody needs a hug.
man, I had
Yeah.
drinks to make. And like, I heard her ask you for the order number, so I assumed you didn't need to be coddled while you stood at my bar because you're a grown ass man.
Sometimes things just not going good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
then I was talking to one of my buddies about it, and I was like, that was clearly like not about the skip the dishes. And then
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it was
Oh, yeah.
Drew Bame.
All right.
And he goes, nah, that was about the skip the college. Like, yeah. Skip the college that got him to the skip the dishes.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking
So we're
people,
coming
man.
up on about an hour right
Yeah,
now.
flirting with an hour. How long do you guys usually go? An hour?
about an
Oh, okay, sounds good. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Can I ask one normal transition here? One question that I just randomly thought of that I had for you. So when I listened to your album,
Yes.
available on Spotify, the part
Talking
where
Reckless.
the part where
Fortin.
Alex Fortin talking
Oh,
reckless.
really cool.
2019.
Yes, I
cover
did
photos.
legitimately pee my pants.
Yeah, so the guy who came up and did your opener came back and did a set. Was that planned or was that impromptu?
No, I was there.
Oh, really?
He went and took a leak, and then he got piss on the front of his pants. And he's a millennial, so he had an extra pair of pants with him.
Amazing.
Actually, I'm impressed. You know what? Be prepared for anything.
Well, it was an
Especially
accident.
Back spray. We've all.
Yeah.
was a-
yeah.
We've all
There's
peed.
so much. We're all wearing jeans. There's so much piss on all these jeans. It just
It's true.
Yeah.
it's impossible
It's raw
not
denim.
to get
Can't
it.
wash it.
It's
No,
there.
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in the
Exactly.
freezer.
Get like the flash freeze thing they use for sushi.
Yeah, man. I had to pee really bad, and then I was wearing khakis so you could see the pee.
Leahy
And-
piss drip. That's right.
Exactly.
Legitimately, the only reason I had the other pair of pants was because I was there all afternoon doing like setup and like a
Okay, yeah,
half-ass dress rehearsal thing and like all that shit. So I didn't want to wear the clothes I was going to wear for the shows while I did all that.
Gotcha.
So I
Yeah,
wore my like daytime pants to finish the show.
I don't think someone called it out, right?
Yeah, my buddy Raj was sitting in the front row, and I got back on stage. I was like, all right, I'm back. And then I think you can hear it in the album if you listen. He just goes, did you change your pants? I was like, yeah, I pissed all over the front of them, okay?
It was so
Nice.
good.
Yeah. No, that was good. I couldn't tell because if you were faking it, you did a good job of bringing that guy up to do your break or whatever. But yeah, no, it was good.
No, that was
and he was
real.
actually pretty funny too. I don't remember
yeah,
what his name was.
Hannigan.
but,
Hannigan is so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He's super, super funny.
Yeah.
I gave him, because I had the guy recording the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I gave him the two, like, I think 20-minute, half-hour sets
His
that he
intros,
had done,
yeah.
and he just never did anything with them.
Oh, really?
So,
Huh. Is he
fuck you,
still
Will.
in the scene?
Yeah, he's
Whatever.
right there.
Oh, this guy. Oh, cool.
He was on the poster
Nice.
there.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Will
He
Hannigan.
needs a bunch of video where he's not swearing, and he doesn't have any.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That's why he's like,
Something more public friendly. Right?
struggling
So-
for video right now, but he's like, I don't have anything where I'm not
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one more question for you guys. Sober October.
Yeah.
The gym. How are you guys doing? What have you been doing for the daily gym? And also, what are your daily personal goals? If you don't have to share them, if you don't want to,
good.
but
You first.
Me first. Okay. I've been just doing I went back to a bodybuilding split. So I'd normally been doing just push pull legs.
Yeah.
And then I would do off day, and I'd probably go 4 or 5 times a week.
yeah.
So I went back to a bodybuilding split where I'm actually training individual.
So you're
body
doing
part.
shoulder, arms,
yeah.
chest,
Yeah.
back, abs, legs.
If I do the big push pull legs, it's gonna be way too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be in the sauna for the next 3 weeks type of thing. So, and then my personal goal was the 5 a.m. thing.
Oh yeah, how's that been going?
Fuck.
It's tough, hey?
Yeah. How are you doing on
It's
that, actually?
fucking tough, man.
Dude, there was one night that you posted on the page at 1 a.m. and I was like, dog, you have to be awake in 4 hours.
I've been also waking up super random times. It's really fucked. So I'll go to bed at 9:30, 10, wake up at 3, can't fall back asleep.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's trying to get into that groove, but
Yeah.
it's 5 a.m.
That's the because you did that Marine guy, right? Who has that whole you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and start your day thing, or did you just choose that because you chose that?
To be honest with you, I have much better days when I do that because I get a bunch of shit out of the way immediately out of the day, and I don't know, it just gives me momentum throughout the rest of the day.
Nice.
I've never been a super night owl or anything, so it's nice to get it out of the way early. And usually I'm in the gym 7 a.m. or
nice. Yeah, I guess that's smart. Get whatever you need done, laundry or whatever, and then head to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Usually it's actually fucking Duolingo.
Nice. What are you learning?
Practicing my French.
Slave to that little owl.
My français, and and then do a little bit of writing, and
Nice.
yeah. So that's pretty much my goal.
Nice. Yeah, as for gym stuff, I mean, I kind of just keep doing a bodybuilding split sort of thing like that too. And then I am glad I eat, because I was way too hardcore on the rules at first of no, you have to train weights every day. It's no, you can just go to the gym and do something, right? Yeah. Because I don't know what I did, but I fucked up my shoulder, so that kind of limits half the workouts you can do. And then
I hurt my shoulder in August.
Yeah. And then because some days, if I have hockey or whatever, I'll go and sort of do kind of some stretching, some body weight stuff, a little bit of cardio, or just move around, do something kind of. It's more about making the effort to go there every day sort of thing, which I guess is that's being trickier, right? And I'm trying to, and then it's also trying to maintain a good pace where you're doing good workouts, but you're okay, well, I have to be fucking here tomorrow. Right. So so it's it's good. I'm glad I was my initial idea was kind of stupid, so I'm glad I kind of switched it. So but and then my personal task is to reach out to a past client every day and just say, hey, how's it going, sort of thing, right?
Oh,
So
nice.
which reminds me, I forgot to do today, so I have a text message to send after this. So hopefully it's not too late.
Up?
Yeah, you up? You thinking about real estate? Because I
You up?
Yeah.
The letter U.
Winky face.
Oh,
winky
wait.
face, Winky face.
I mean, I did talk to a past client today about something sort of unrelated, so I could maybe stretch the rules, but I might have screwed it botched today. So
You've just committed on
Yeah.
camera that
Yeah.
that's not
There
the
you
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You've been cardio master, hey?
yeah. You've
Dude,
been doing
yeah.
good. Yeah, what have
Well,
you been doing?
I bunged my shoulder up. I think I did something real bad to it in August. So
Yep.
it'll be 8 weeks next week, and I can bench press again. Yesterday I did chest for the first time.
Oh, really? Damn.
So
Shit.
it feels all right. But so I just been doing cardio, and that's kind of when I started going to the gym. I was 19 and I was a big fatty. I was 230 pounds.
Nice.
And so when I started going to the
Nice.
gym,
I like big boys.
Oh yeah, thick boy nation.
I like a story where
That's actually that's good for you, man. That's a pretty big change.
I was saying, that's what I was saying. It's good for you. but-
Not like
What else?
Ooh, do you have any pictures from them? Yeah, from that era.
What was your hair like?
So yeah, when I was 19, I wanted to lose the weight, and so the best way I knew how was to just stop eating fat and sugar and start running. So I then ended up training for to do a Tough Mudder, and I was running 5K 6 days a week was my regime. So I kind of got back to that. The fastest 5K I ever ran was 19 minutes and 58 seconds. Nice. And today I ran 21:34.
You can say
nice. Yeah.
Mine wasn't for a weird thing. I used to be fat.
I used to be 230 pounds.
And it wasn't even like, oh man, it was just like nice.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So yeah,
Awesome.
Lean back.
Yeah. What's just look him up and down.
Tell me something else.
What was your personal goal? Was writing, correct?
Yeah, I've been doing an hour of creative writing every day.
How's that going?
Good. I wanted to do jokes, but then I know that I've in the past tried writing jokes every day, and eventually I just hit writer's block and I write essentially nothing.
Yeah.
So instead I just made it creative writing, and I actually started working on a script for a TV pilot with a buddy about a year ago.
Holy shit.
And I've also working on an idea for a movie 2 years ago. I started writing it. I just had an idea. And so I've actually been working on that script a lot, and it feels really good. And then I've been writing jokes as much as I can. And then when I hit writer's block, I switch over. And then I've been trying to get this guy to let me rap with him. So I've been writing some raps as well.
Awesome. I like it. That's awesome. I think in that you're almost better to write about nothing and end up writing about whatever you want to versus the other way around. You know what I mean?
I'm going to write this type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Probably just start not to be like Dear Diary, but that's probably a good place to start, and then it just transforms into whatever.
Do you have a blog on your site?
Yeah, do you blog or anything?
No,
You should just throw a blog section up.
I thought about it, but I just the thing when I write, it's so ridiculously sporadic and so incomprehensible to most people. I think that it would make no sense for me to
translate per se into an article.
It would just be weird stuff like, what did I write? Oh, I was writing about malls the other day, and it was just
Mall
malls.
of America.
What's fucked up about malls? And I was like, it's crazy how much money it costs to rent one of those little shitty kiosks. And then I Googled how much one of the kiosks is.
It's actually ridiculous.
And then at Christmas time, it's $6,000. And so
threw a spreadsheet in there and everything.
and I was like, $6,000 at Christmas. And I was like, how many fucking soccer balls in a string can you sell? And
that's why they're so pushy.
Yeah.
Hey, can I curl your hair? Dude, no.
What?
It's curly.
It's I wasn't talking to you. I'm like, oh.
Oh shit!
I did get pulled
no
in.
one ever is.
I got pulled in for a hand wash one time where they had those exfoliating hand scrubs, and the girl did the hand washing for me, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Did you buy it?
I bought it.
Oh,
you're a monster.
Yeah, three easy payments of $79.99 for soap.
I saw you coming 7 stores away.
Yeah. Man, because every now and then they do have a relatively hot chicks working those, and they're like, "Hey, this hand cream's for you," and you're like,
Wait, are you talking to me? What's happening? Yes, touch my skin. Please touch my skin.
Contact.
Oh my god. My favorite is when I look back at my notes and it's something that I was obviously trying to riff, and I just it's a line that no longer makes sense to me. I pulled out my phone the other day and it said this is all it said in my little note file, and that's why my dick needs a password. I was trying to work backwards. I was like, I don't is this so I can't use it when I'm drunk?
Was that a? Actually, that might be where it is. Was that a rap lyric or a stand-up?
No,
because it could be either. Honestly,
that's true.
Yeah,
my dick needs a password, motherfucker. No, it was. It started as what I thought was a joke, but maybe I put it in the wrong file.
Reorganize.
And I was like, oh, I bet it was good.
When I was in the hospital, man, and so hopped up on painkillers, I started making notes of crazy shit. And one of my ideas for a business was to rent out to get beds off of the street, put them in some place, and then rent them out to homeless people. And I was like, they don't have money. Fucking stupid
And also,
ideas.
you're taking mattresses from the street.
He's really
taking away,
stealing their beds and then be like, pay us for it.
Just rip down a tent city and then be like, I made a tent city.
indoor.
pay me.
Fully
No
furnished
inventory costs.
with your stuff.
Yeah.
That's so good.
You're like, what if the mustard seed, but instead of volunteers, we charged all the homeless for it?
And all the stuff we use is from the street.
So we're in Montreal, and there's a panhandler that comes up to us, right? And I'm like, I don't have cash on me. Nobody carries cash anymore. So I turn to my buddy after we pass, and I'm like, we should fucking get these homeless people credit card readers and take a percentage, put it on their whatever.
Take a percentage.
Take a
from homeless
percentage.
people. Take a percentage of the like. Can you donate $2?
Give them a
coffee?
square.
You're like, you're getting $1.30 out of that.
Hey, man, listen.
And there's a subscription fee
Yeah.
to tie it all back together.
They can't email you to get
I'm
mad
not
at you.
saying they're good
So-
ideas.
Ain't no one sent an email.
Well, I feel like a lot of people that are in that situation have smartphones and stuff now, or they have like
Could
maybe
be.
like the burner version of a
Yeah,
smartphone.
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
kinda not quite
Like,
not
if
an
you really
iPhone,
needed to
but-
get a hold of them, you probably could, right?
Yeah,
For
but, like,
whatever,
they
yeah.
probably has a USB port for the or like a whatever to plug in the card reader.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
They're probably capable.
Yeah, man,
That is.
Do I
You've
want
never
that?
told me that
No.
story. That's so
amazing.
fucking funny. Oh man.
Like,
That's
yeah,
also-
I'll give you $2. Okay, I'll just go in and type that in myself. $250,000.
Yeah, but tap.
Oh, my limit's 50 on tap. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, that seems like a great place to end the
I
podcast.
think so. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys want to plug whatever your social
Whatever it is
media,
you
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Whatever we do.
podcast,
Of
and
course,
whatever
of
else
course.
you want to plug?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can catch Josh and I every week. Long and Hard Podcast is our podcast. We do vaguely similar stuff to these guys, so
We're
you
not
might
nearly as
enjoy us.
funny.
Yeah, we're less funny.
We'd love to think we are.
We'd
but
love
we're
to
not.
think we're funny. We also
They
have
glasses. We don't.
yeah. So glasses. Sometimes we have serious guests. I don't know. It's pretty fun. Long and Hard at Long and Hard Podcast, longandhardpodcast.com.
All your socials.
All your
yeah.
socials, all your favorite podcasting platforms,
Yeah.
YouTube, etc. And yeah.
Yeah, man. You plugged us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good shit.
And then I don't know if we're if we can
Yeah.
do individual stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, we're
That's what
big
I was
time
gonna
YEG influencers now. So I'm at thomasharrington.ca on Instagram. Josh is at Joshua Blaze.
I am Joshua Blaze on Instagram. Had to get the UA because there's no Josh Blaze. Fucking guy. Guy only has like fucking 200 followers, and you know.
That's
Ugh,
Yeah,
that's
man.
like, I wanted Comedy AF, but it's like some shitty meme page. It's,
Worse.
yeah.
Terrible.
So
memes, a necessary evil.
True.
You guys both follow me, but you guys can follow me at Kersey and at Yeg Stand Up on Instagram.
Nice.
yeah. If you want to be a guest on the show, or you know anyone who'd be a good guest on the show, shoot us an email at yegpodcast@gmail.com. You can go to comedyaf.com for all my show dates, and my album is available there and all that. And then AF Comedian on all the social media. Yeah.
And
Oh, we're Yeg Podcast on social media.
Yes,
too. We
also
should
that.
Tell that.
and because we're going to distribute to our legions of followers, what is this show we are on right now?
How about you plug yourself?
Yeah.
Did you just
Scrambled.
politely tell me to fuck off? Why don't you go plug yourself? Okay? Say it again. I haven't had a drink in 6 days.
10, baby. 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Scrambled YEGs Podcast. So we're here to promote all things Edmonton. We really, really like the city that we're in. We do a lot. And there's a lot of cool shit going on, and not enough people know about it. So they call it Deadmonton, and they make fun of it and try and act like it's not an
Bullying's
artsy city.
wrong. Bullying is just flat out wrong.
All right, that's the end of the podcast. Enjoy the rest of your lives.
Thank you.